Hello, 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 hello. My name is NicholassRivas, and we're going to talk about politics and stuff today while playing some Call of Duty. And today's topic is 60% of Americans have an election denier on their ballot. This coming up midterm, we are hitting the ground running with elections, and unfortunately, I think 43 out of the 50 states have a election denier, someone who believed that Joe Biden took the election illegally through means of voter fraud, and so the winner should be Trump. 43 states of the 50 have a person who believes this crazy crackpot theory. That isn't crazy. We've always had kooky people on ballots, but more than half of our election, no matter where you are, will be most likely affected by a kooky person, someone who doesn't believe in our democracy, someone who wants a totalitarian government. I know these are sweeping generalizations, but the election in all states has been proven to have not been a fraud. Now, even in a second audit through private contractors, people who were able to do a second look at, able to see if there was any voter fraud from, I think it was Ninja Security, Ninja Hacker. That was in Arizona. I don't know what the names were for every single place, but those second auditors in our state found that Biden got more votes. So the people that I knew in my life were talking about, this is it, we're going to find that it's an election fraud, and nothing came of it. Yet, after months, a year, they are still proud to say it's an election fraud. We will vote for this guy who is a fraudulent candidate, or who believes that we have a fraudulent candidate in our government, and we need to oust him. Even through all of these means of proof, all of these means of litigation, when a state had a Trump appointee judge, they shot down Trump because there was no grounds. They were just saying it. It was frivolous. From the crazy car yard interview that Rudy Giuliani had, where he said it was the Four Seasons and it was the car yard, that should have been the nail in the coffin. When there was the January 6th Capitol stormers, we should have been alarmed. We should have caught on that this guy was kooky, that their followers were kookier if they continue to believe it. Yet it's still this kind of like, well, both sides are bad that I were getting, when in reality you have 60% of Americans having to deal with a crackpot candidate as a potential governor, as a potential senator, as a potential whatever. They don't care about democracy. I've asked a few of these people. I said, if you don't want a totalitarian government, right? They're like, no. But what if Trump was, say, your authoritarian guy? What if Trump illegally got himself in there? They either he would never do that, or who cares? They want this guy in there. They don't care about the means. And that's where we have to put the line in the sand and say, this is crazy. These people are crazy. They don't want democracy. They want you and I to die. It's not that far-fetched to say, if you want a totalitarian government, if you want a Emperor Trump, you hate us. You hate my people. You hate all that I want, because I want democracy. I want fair elections. I want peace. You are okay with violence to get your guy in there because he says funny things, because he wants to give corporate taxes. That's not one for one. We're not buddies on this shit. So it hurts. It's sad. It's disappointing that Americans have to deal with it. The silver lining is, of these 60% of candidates, they're not guaranteed. It's an election going on, but they are deniers, and we need to call them out for what they are. They are deniers. They don't believe in democracy. They want you gone, my guy. If you want a fair election, they don't want you. In 2020, the Republicans tried to have primaries. In certain states, you couldn't. If you were a Republican trying a primary, even though Trump was the incumbent, you could still legally should be able to do a primary, but you couldn't. They don't care about the election. The same party that gerrymanders to no end. Not to say Democrats don't, but they do it flawlessly, beautifully. That is scary. How nobody mentioned, like when I bring this up to people who are conservative, they go, well, the Democrats. And it's like, look, the Democrats are shitty too. The Democrats are awful. They have their crackpot theories as well. But to equivocate them, it's stupid. And they don't want... Once people find out how crazy these motherfuckers are, then they go, oh yeah, that's true. But right now, as we speak, it's so disappointing to look at my state. Arizona, every district has an election denier on our ballot. Sickening, disgusting, and disappointing. So, I mean, what do we do from here? We just vote their asses off. We make sure they don't win. I'm going to vote for the Democrats regardless right now because it seems like the policies and where they stand is where I fall aligned to anyway. But they're the only candidates I see who are not these crackpot crazy assholes. Even with the Russiagate stuff, a lot of the Democrats were pushing this, but none of them said that the election, well, none of the ones that I saw were pushing for this violence or even meaning what they said too. I'm not taking away their meaning. I'm trying to think of a candidate who went out there and said the election was just fraud. I can think of many, but they weren't respected. They're not winning the ballots in our party. They're kooky, but these motherfuckers are leading the way. I shut down the Russiagate shit. I still believe that Trump has ties and is corporatist, and yeah, he's tied with wealth and corruption. But these candidates that I see right now on the ballot going against our Republicans are far from perfect, but they're not. These kooky fucks. So yeah, just vote this midterm. Thank you. Gabagoo.
Remember this defeat. Let it inspire our next victory. Switching sides. Extending mission time. Guard the objective.
Also throwing trophy.
Hostile spray run inbound. Enemy counter spy plane inbound. Hostile RCXC in your AO. Artillery targeting detected. Artillery inbound. Mission complete. Clean up crews, ensure there are no survivors.
All objectives.